And thank you so much for joining me. I'm Eric Tallman, and good morning, everyone. I'm really glad to be here this morning with all of you guys. So let's go ahead and get started on what we will be expecting. I am tracking the system that you can see that is developing in the Midwest. That will be the next system that I will be tracking and watching. So stay tuned for that. And these are actually models, our GFS models for today. Happy Tuesday to everybody. So let's go ahead and talk about what's going on. There is the system right there that I'm going to be watching very closely, and that is going to be the next trigger for the Midwest, and that's actually the snowstorm that will be on the horizon. So I'll be watching that very closely as well. And then there's actually some snow in parts of Michigan, the Upper Peninsula. You have a little bit of snow going on over there, northern Michigan, Traverse City, and that up there. You guys have some snow, and then parts of western Michigan, you guys have some snow as well. And then over here in the Northeast, there's actually snow going on over in that area that stretches all the way up there. And there's even some snow going on over. I'm sorry, there's some snow going on right over there as well. So you can see what's going on. And then down in the Oklahoma, Texas area, I think there's actually some rain down there. That looks to be developing. I'll kind of keep an eye on that so you can see that the storm is actually coming together. So I have to keep an eye on that as well throughout the day. So it's going to be a very interesting storm, and we'll get to all the other details in just a couple of minutes. I will show you what is also going on as well. So please stay tuned. I'll be right back. Please subscribe, like, and please stay tuned for the latest forecast. We'll talk about where all the watches, the warnings, the winter weather advisories are at. We'll show you all of that stuff and all the activity that's going on shortly as soon as I finish up Tuesday's forecast. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. And thank you so much for joining me on this Tuesday morning. And I just wanted to continue on with our forecast models here. You can actually see it's still busy in the Northeast over here. There's still activity going on over there. Over in Michigan, there's still some snow activity going on over there. But our main focus is this storm system right over here. And then we even have some rain down in uh, Oklahoma area. That's also going to be a factor as well. And you can see that what the storm is trying to do is come together. And you can see right in the snowstorm right there, there's a little bit of freezing rain, but I can also see a rain band that's actually going to also, I would think, come together. So that's going to be very, very interesting. So you can see how the storm itself is building and coming together. So that is going to be our next impact that we're going to have to deal with. Um, so it's going to be a very busy one. So I'm going to tell you how busy it's going to get and what our Wednesday is also going to look like. So we'll be right back. I will be right back, and we'll finish up the rest of the GFS forecast models, and we will see what happens in the next couple of days. Stay tuned, and then later on later on this morning, we'll talk about some other stuff with the forecast as well. Stay tuned. We'll be right back right after this. One moment. And thank you so much for joining me once again. I am going to continue our forecast models for today. As you can see, in the Midwest, there's actually some snow that continues in Michigan, and you can see that there's still snow down in the Northeast over there. It's not, widespread. There's more snow chances up in that area, but there's still a trail of snow still in the Northeast still, and then there's a little bit of freezing rain over there as well. So that continues to stick around in that area. So some active snowy weather going on over there as well. So like I said, there's some snow activity going on in Michigan. So that will be very interesting as well. And you can see our next storm system coming together. There's actually snow with that. There's freezing rain, and there's rain with this. So that storm is going to continue to develop. You can see it is really coming together. So I'm going to really keep an eye on this one, and then we'll look at the radar and see what's going on with all of this activity. So I'm going to continue to track this and then focusing on Wednesday's forecast, and that will be later on this afternoon as well. So I'm going to see if I can put as much as I can on here. So stay tuned. I'll have the rest of today's forecast models up, and we'll talk about snow accumulations and all of that in just a little bit. I'm going to see how much I can get on here, and then we'll go from there. We'll be right back with the rest of our forecast and more on the storm potential, on the winter storm. We'll be right back. And good morning, and I'm finally back. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Eric Tallman. Please remember to please subscribe to my channel for the latest 4K for the very. I'm sorry. I'm trying to tell you my sentence, and I can't really say it correctly. I have a speech impairment. What I was just saying, please subscribe to my channel for the latest forecast and storm developments. I do apologize about my speech issues. Anyway, what I was just saying before, the storm itself continues to build in the Midwest, as you can see. And then Michigan, we had all that snow, and you can see in this GFS model that is starting to push away, and that is going into the Canada, Ontario, Canada area as well. And then some of the snow is being pushed into the Northeast as well. So you can see that. Not a lot of action going on over there. The main action is in the Midwest, as you can see in this model right here. So stay with us. We've got more on the rest of the Tuesday's forecast. Stay tuned. We'll be right back, and I'll have more on the rest of the week and what we can expect. But it sounds like it is possibly going to be a busy one. We'll tell you how busy that's going to be in just a little while. Stay tuned. I've got more coming up right after this. Oh, come on. And thank you so much for joining me. I'm back with the rest of our forecast. And as you can see in this model right now, that it's going to be a very active one. You can actually see that the storm system is really coming together. The winter storm is actually coming together. You can see that the storm is really building. There's rain in there. There's freezing rain. So that is actually really making its move as well. And it is going across the Midwest. So there's going to be a lot of areas that are going to be impacted. We'll talk about the active stuff that's going on and the setup that's going on I'm in the Midwest, so stay tuned for that, and I'll have more, and I'll show you what's going on the radar and where the storm is currently at as well. So a lot of active stuff going on. So all I can tell you is hang on to your hats because you're probably going to need those shovels, so make sure that you keep them around. So hopefully you had enough time to go to the grocery store and all that kind of stuff and stock up and be prepared just in case you can't get out before the storm hits. You still have time for that depending on where you are. But I do know that if you are in Michigan, southeast Michigan, you still have time to get to the grocery store and all that before the winter storm hits as well. And I do know that southeast Michigan will be seeing a wintry mix as well. So the active weather will continue in the Midwest. Stay tuned. I've got more right after this to finish the rest of Tuesday's forecast. We'll be right back. And thank you so much for joining me once again. Now, as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and show you what's been going on. So you can see the weather is fairly quiet across Michigan. There's no activity going on. So there's actually a break for Michigan for right now. But you can actually see not too far from Michigan, you can see that the storm itself is actually on the horizon and it is building, and you can see in this model that there is a lot of snow contended with that. There's actually freezing rain band as well as rain, and it continues to make its march across the Midwest. You can see how big and active it is as it continues to move and get stronger. So by the time it gets to us in Michigan, I'll have more details on that. But if there's any changes to the weather forecast, I most definitely will let you know. I'll have the rest of this coming up in just a moment. We'll be right back. And as I continue to look over the models, it is actually getting more interesting. You can see that the snowstorm is really intensifying in this model. There's actually sleet and freezing rain, and there's actually a rain band behind that, but you can see all the snow that's actually building and coming together. So it's really going to be a big snowstorm by the time it gets closer to us. But like I said, southeast Michigan will see a wintry mix out of this, and Michigan will also have snow chances as well. So a lot of activity going on, and it is going to be very interesting. So I would definitely have your shovels out and be ready for this. And like I said, if you haven't gotten out to the grocery store and all of that,